Welcome, my brethren and friends, to a very special edition of the 50th anniversary celebration of the Churches of Christ in Trinidad and Tobago. On your behalf, interviews will be conducted with faithful brethren from the past since 1967. You will learn of their conversions, their struggles, their growth, and solicit advice for the Churches of Christ moving forward in the 21st century. We are under the theme, germination, growth, greatness.
The story of my conversion, I saw a brother and a sister outside, and they say they're from the Church of Christ. And they asked me if I would like to have a Bible study, and I said yes. So they also told me that they had a crusade starting in the Mayaro Civic Center. So I went up for the invitation song, and I said I would like to be baptized. Well, they took me aside, they studied with me, and then we went to the sea and I got baptized. I could remember well that Brother Neptune is the brother that took me to the sea, and I was baptized. And from since then, well, I am living my Krishna life to the fullest. No regrets.
Well, the story of my conversion, it was on the 10th of August, 1967. I did went and I obeyed the gospel and was baptized in that sin by Brother Ralph Warner.
Well, I was baptized in 1970 by Brother Dave Dancing at the Williamsville congregation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Brother Bob Brown came on the scene. We always listen to him. Then I heard him say, he's coming to Trinidad and I'm very holy. And the second night, I was convinced when the altar call was played, I went up. Brother Brown later questioned me. I answered all his questions, and I said I would want to become a Christian. And I was baptized that same night. That was in July 71.
Okay, well, I grew up as a Catholic. And then Bob Brown, at the time, it was kind of a question and answer program. And usually on a Friday, he will tell you where the churches met in Trinidad. So went down there. And brother, it was an experience I never had in my life. I was so moved even at the invitation. I felt, responding to the invitation. And the third Sunday, Brother Jerry Davidson was the preacher then. And he came that Sunday afternoon, studied with me. And that same Sunday, I was baptized. The 11th of February, 1973.
Okay. First of all, I became a Christian when I was in Jamaica. I was studying in Jamaica. Where I stayed, it wasn't too far from the Mona Heights Church of Christ. His name was Marvin Person. He taught me the gospel. That was in 1969, right? April 1969.
Well, the story is when I had crusade, first crusade down here. I was baptized. I can't remember if Jerry or Don both of them once again. In the year 71. So when I get baptized, right, I hold on and I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Well, my conversion started with
listening to the radio program which was aired from St. Vincent, and Bob Brown was the one who did it. And he came to Trinidad and he baptized me after studying the Bible correspondence course. Bob moved to Trinidad, and we started to worship in Mount Lambert. He had an upstairs house, and we used the building there to worship. From there, we went to a room. And we stayed at a sister's home for a while, and then we rented a society building, and here's where we worshiped for quite some time.
Yes. Good morning, gentlemen. I was living in Tobago. I happened to get baptized through my wife encouraging me to partner her in the Christian life. Arthur Regis and David McFalls. Brother McFalls then engaged me, in Bible discussion, pointing out certain things to me. Took me to the Scarborough Harbor and baptized me there. That was in the month of February 1971.
From the tender age of 6, I had a deep desire to be with God, my Heavenly Father. As time quickly passed by, my desire became stronger as well. And so by God's providence, I became aware of Know Your Bible program on radio by Brother Bob Brown. The lesson he taught touched me to the core of my heart, and many a times brought tears to my eyes in light of the fact that God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to die on Calvary in our place. Consequently, I contacted Brother Bob Brown, who resides in St. Vincent, and I wrote him a letter asking him if he can come and baptize me. By his response, he responded very quickly and came at my doorstep on Saturday morning, 3rd of April, 1971. So by him preaching the gospel to us, my dad, mom, sister, myself, I responded, and he took me to Guanaco River in Arima. On that very same day, I was baptized.
Well, the encouragement and my growth in my Christian life came from a family that well known. He died now by Brother Clyde Benjamin, himself and his wife and his children, Winston, Jewel and Arthur, and many of the Benjamin family. But the real spiritual growth in my Christian life, it came from Brother Clyde Benjamin, because to me he was a great role model, not to me alone, and a mentor to me, not me alone, but my family. And well, I believe all that he comment was that to the Nehru congregation.
Well, after leaving St. Vincent, I came to Trinidad. I attended the School of Preaching in the year 1975 to 1977. And Brother Kelvin Samuel Singh was very instrumental in my growth as a Christian.
Well, I would say the year 1972, I started worship with San Fernando at the Red Cross building. There we had Brother Bob Brown, Brother Dave Dancing, and some others, missionaries. I was encouraged. They had encouraged me a lot. The building was finished, we came to San Fernando, and there we had Brother Roger Faria, who was the preacher. And he made a big impact on our life, my life and my husband's life. And we had Brother Jim Massey and a lot of other missionaries. So I think they did have impact on our lives, my life.
I must say the missionaries were very good. But the person who really stayed with me was Brother Roger Farry. Brother Roger would come home, would study with the family. When he's going out, he would ask if we could go with him. And that is what we did. So we like that, you kind of stable, you know how to go about the Lord's work. So I would say Brother Roger Farry.
Okay. Well, Don Latham and Jerry Davidson were the first missionaries for the church in San Fernando. And after they left, Brother Jerry Davidson left first and then Don left, Brother Jim Massey came. His wife and I became very close. And Sister Joyce Massey was, what should I call her, my mentor. She helped me a lot in my Christian growth. And to this day, we are still good friends. And then so she said, no, Shirley, you need to keep it going. So she encouraged me. So I took up the mantle of leading the ladies' class. She helped me all along, sent programs for me for the ladies. She called it the Ladies' Day, because when she was here, she always wanted to have a Ladies' Day, what we call a Ladies' Fellowship, Easter Monday. And through her encouragement, she would send me programs. From there, Ladies' Day, and use that. So we had in 1984, we started with our Easter Monday Ladies' Fellowship. So she has been a great inspiration to me in my Christian growth.
So I remained in Jamaica. The church there was really encouraging to me, especially the persons and the other. There were other missionaries there, and the brethren in Jamaica. They encouraged me to keep on in the faith. Brother Person's wife, Judith, she encouraged me to teach a children's class. So while I was in Jamaica, I also taught children's classes as well. Several brethren here at the church, right? Sister Shirley's one. Also Sister Norma Braxton. She has been a real backbone in keeping me intact. I've been with her on studies, like there's one there right there, Brother Wendell, and she has continued to be a strength and encouragement to me. There are several others who have been, helping me along the way, too numerous to mention, but lots of people. Sister Bonus, Sister Iris, all these of the older generation who we were together in church. They have been really helpful to me in my growth and in my commitment to the Lord.
Well, okay. From then to now, studying the Bible, which I confess this, I don't really study it to say every day. But what I study, I apply it. Right? Because the scripture in the book is second, I don't really remember text, 2 Peter 1 from verse 5 to 10. And if you remember that, give you all the different things to build yourself. So I use these words and I build myself with it. Understand?
But I put everything in the hands of Almighty God, that He gave me the ability and the wisdom, because I had nobody that close. I was also encouraged by the missionary, Brother McFalls, because Bob Brown and Brother Buffington, these are men, missionaries who came also. So they encouraged me along the way, but by studying most of all, this is where I move from strength to strength.
Okay. Well, it was my wife. She and I put our heads together to study the scriptures. We didn't have people, as I say, Bible teachers, to arrange sessions to come and sit down and talk with us. That was my wife and I, our whole studies.
Well, I had a lot of sickness in the church. And something happened to me, I never tell nobody in the church, but I can say that anyhow, my husband used to drink so, and the children used to make them too fast. So the doctor told me I'll have to stop otherwise I'm making children, it's not my fault. So I used to take blood pressure tablets. I said, well, if I had to get away from this, I said, Lord, I really didn't study, but I said, I ain't seen him yet, so I said, well, let's take a few and go and sleep and never wake. And I took it. But the Lord said, my son. And then when he came, my father got behind. So they took me to the hospital. Well, he didn't do nothing because like pressure was really high, so they kept me in only for 2 days. And then sent me. So I go back to my book. I wasn't seeing nobody. Well, really which part I was living, nobody can find me. If I say Bacatel, they wouldn't find me, so but if they pass Mali, and it's still quite getting back, they couldn't find me. So. But Brother Thomas,
Okay, Brother Bob Brown, he encourages us when we became Christians. He taught us what to do and how to do it. He go out on the fields to spread the word.
Well, what I believe that the future, now, present now, that may enroll the Churches of Christ need is more preaching, is more teaching. And we are like me, like many other congregations, we suffer for piece of land, we suffer for our building, but when we build like the civic center, we have to pay money, and then it's not comfortable for us as a brother. So I believe that if we have to work in any area, this is the area I believe we should work.
Okay, thank you, Brother Samuel. Continue doing a wonderful job, especially the congregational level, and God bless you and your family.
Thank you very much.
What do you think or believe the church today should focus on as we look towards the future?
I believe we do not have enough full-time preachers in the church. There are a number of preachers like myself who went to school and wanted to continue that preaching, but we did not have that opportunity. So we have to work and then go and to teach, and that is having a tremendous effect on the church. So I believe that we should have more full-time preachers in the church too.
Thank you, Brother Ephraim France from the Church of Christ in Laborie. May God also continue to bless you in the wonderful work that you continue to do in His name.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the future, I would say the church needs to go back to the early days when they had a lot of, I would say, out into the fields, because a lot of people out there just waiting for the opportunity that someone come to them. Because when you go back in the past, this is what they used to do. Crusades, you go back into the fields like that and encourage. That's how the church grew. And I think we still need to do this. And you have to reach out to every Christian that fell away also. Because some Christians that fell away is not that because they went into the world. It's because like some of them have problems. And when you go to visit a Christian, sometimes members go to visit a Christian and don't know exactly how to encourage. But you have to get to the root of their problem in order to help them and then understand the situation. You can't just go and tell them you have to worship. You have to understand the situation, what is the problem and what is keeping them back. And then you bring it to the church and there's some way you could help them. Maybe they don't have money, maybe they don't have transportation, maybe they're so ill they cannot come out, but they wouldn't tell you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Nora Baswale, for your contribution, and may God continue to bless you richly in all things.
Thank you so much.
The church should focus on having faithful men who are humble, that they would organize the church scripturally. And I think we are lacking in that, and that is causing a lot of division.
Thank you very much, Sister Claire Bonus, for your contribution, and may God continue to bless you richly in all things.
That's a loaded one. I would think family life. Family life, what should I say, is bad in the church. We have lots of divorces, which breaks my heart. And so I think we should focus on the young people. Train the young people, not when they engage and ready to get married, but from young we train them the importance, the seriousness of marriage. It's a lifetime commitment. Sometimes we push this exception to the front. I like to play by the rule and not the exception. Focus on the rule. What is the rule? Jesus said, what God has joined together, let not man put asunder. And if we focus on that, train the young people, they're going into marriage with that idea. This is a lifetime commitment, for better or for worse. We train them from young growing up, even before they reach teenage. Don't wait until they're engaged and start to train them. And so they're growing up with that idea in their head. We're going into this for life. So then we would have strong marriages. They could raise their children well, and we have elders and deacons in the church after 50 years. We should.
Thank you very much, Sister Shirley Pascal, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards His church. So may God bless you.
Okay, one of the things that I will just point out two things, right? One of the things I would like to say is that, like, when people are taught the gospel, there should be a continuance of teaching. Like, for example, after being baptized, you not just only have to come in the main worship, they should have special classes for them to continue so that they could be grounded in the faith. Also, I would, we need to have elders who would ensure that the church is going in the direction that God wants us to go, that correction is made when correction is due, and people should be serious about the Lord's business.
Thank you very much, Sister Zarina Mohammed, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards the church. May God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Well, showing more love. This is what I don't see. They study the Bible and apply these things to themselves. And if God say He love everybody, we all supposed to show love for one another. You will get more love because when the church started, I telling you, you had more love. You understand? Like our brethren take us and carry us to crusade, bring us back down the road. We singing and we being happy coming back from this crusade and so forth. And who baptized me? I can't remember if it's Donna Jericho, it's one of them.
Thank you very much, Sister Shamarun Khan, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards the church. May God bless you.
We need to focus on spiritual growth. Yes, we need numbers, but we need to have that mindset that at the end of time, we will either be sinners or saints. So because of that, we need to keep our minds focused on who we are serving and who we are. God has given us that opportunity to get to know Him through the Word, and we need to continue studying the Word so that we'll be able to grow thereby. And also be humble. We need humble spirits within us because too many times turnarounds come because we forget that we are all God's creatures. So we need to keep humble spirit and encourage our men folk to be more persistent in doing the right thing at all times. They are not gods, they are not perfect, but we prefer that they will get to know and continue to do the right thing at all times.
Yes. Well, I think the answer is very simple. And that never changed. I think Jesus gave a commission, right? From the beginning to the end, it must be so. Go into all the world, okay? And preach the gospel of every creature. The church needs to be involved in saving souls all the time, okay? And the church needs to re-examine the decisions that they make when it comes to spreading congregations, building up congregations, right? Increasing congregations. The church needs to look at that, and find the appropriate answer. Right? The church needs to, at all times, and they are the seed of the older heads, okay? And they would have to take the responsibility sometime, so they need to get themselves involved, so that we work with them in good hands in the future.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Samuel Barrow, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards the church. So may God always bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
Go back to the old world. All you have to do is go back. I mean, we're there, but in a sense, we're moving away because people come in and yet certainly like some, not all. But if we go back to the old drawing board and start again, because of memory baptizing, and just because the person who worked with you, I'm talking about myself, and they baptize and then you carry them, we go, we teach, bring them back. Men then, bring back the men. Men baptize them and so on. Time to go now. They say yes, they will, and that's it. So we just back off. I don't know if that will keep me down. Then I started to go steady. And I didn't like how they was going on this. I said, well, you must say that the Bible say, don't really go, and like they come in the person like the first. And that was the last time I went, all right, again. You're going to put that in the Bible. Well, now I'm too old and all is sick, so, and the young ones don't want the old one. That shouldn't be. The old one have to teach the young ones. But when they go this, I know that already. back out. He said, so if they go back,
Thank you very much, Sister Veronica Frederick, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards the church. May God bless you.
thank you, God bless you.
I think that we in the church should focus on evangelism, saving souls, and helping the lost, helping those who have fallen away to return unto God's kingdom.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sister Patricia Singh, for your continued commitment and faithfulness towards God and towards the church. So may God continue to bless you.